my name is Kristi Dyer, and today I'm going to inform you about the history of Mary Poppins. Did you know that Disney's story of Mary Poppins was originally a novel? P.L. Travers was the original author of the novel Mary Poppins. Travers was her pen name, and she was born Helen Linden Goff. She was known within her family as Linden. She was born in Maryborough, Queens Island, Australia. She was the daughter of an unsuccessful bank manager. Later, he was demoted to bank clerk, named Travers Robert Goff, who was Irish background but born in Deptford, South London, England. Hence, this is where she developed her pen name. P.L. Travers began her writing career when she was just a teenager. There have been many different adaptations of the story of Mary Poppins, the most famous one being the Disney version. Today I'm going to take you through the life and development of the character of Mary Poppins. According to the website Wikipedia, Pamela Linden Travers, born Helen Linden Goff, was born on August 9th in 1899. She passed away April 23rd in 1996. She was an Australian-British novelist, actress, and journalist. In 1924, she immigrated to England where she wrote under her pen name P.L. Travers. In 1933, she began writing her series of children's novels about the mystical, magical English nanny, Mary Poppins. According to the website notablebiographies.com, P.L. Travers in her earlier years moved around a lot with her family. She later took the surname Travers from the first name of her father, Travers Goff, a bank employee and an alcohol abuser who fell on hard times during her childhood, later dying of influenza when Travers was just 7 years old. Following this, Linden Goff and her mother and sisters moved to Borough, New South Wales in 1907. Where an aunt, which is presumed to be the inspiration of Mary Poppins' character, had a sugar plantation. She lived there for 10 years. When she was 17, she headed for Sydney, Australia, and embarked on an acting career. It was during this period that she adopted the name Pamela Linden Travers. Although she had moderate success in the stage, appearing in Shakespeare's plays and touring New South Wales, with a repertoire company in 1921, Travers had to make ends meet by working as a journalist. Travers became very well-known author of the poems and short stories, penning a column in a Sydney newspaper for 2 years. She became fairly widely published as a poet in Australia, publishing a number of pieces in literature magazine The Bulletin in 1923. Some were of the Irish themes, and many were surprisingly erotic in nature. In 1934, Travers suffered from pleurisy, a lung illness, and took some time off from writing to recuperate in an old cottage in England's Sussex region, where she lived with her roommate. Her then roommate, A.E., had suggested that she write a story about a witch. One day, she had to entertain 2 visiting children, and concerted a story for them about a nanny who carried her belongings in a carpet bag and had an umbrella with a parrot's head for a handle. The character Mary Poppins came to life to care for the bank's children, Jane, Michael, and the twins, John and Barbara. Mary Poppins had magical powers, such as the ability to throw a tea party that would be held on the ceiling in the room. This story grew into the book Mary Poppins, first published in 1934. Following the first Mary Poppins book came along a fun-filled series of books about Mary Poppins and the wonderful adventures of the Banks family. According to irishtimes.com, the famous Walt Disney had made a promise to his daughters that he would bring Mary Poppins to the big screen for everyone to enjoy. Walt Disney had wanted to adapt the book from as early as 1944. While working for the British Ministry of Information, P.L. Travers traveled to New York. where Disney first contacted her about selling the rights to Mary Poppins. But she rebuffed this because Travers did not believe the film version of her book would do justice to her creation and did not want an animated cartoon of it. Walt Disney finally succeeded in 1961, although Travers demanded and got script approval rights. Two relatively unknowns at the time, Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews, starred in the 1964 musical film based on Travers' book. The film was a huge success and brought the magical nanny to a new and wider audience, winning five golden-colored statuettes at the Academy Awards in the process. Thank you for listening to my informational speech on Mary Poppins.